Alright guys, KO4FSZ here. Recently I have had an influx of people asking about if my antennas will resonate on 75 meters, my 80 through 10s. And up until this experiment that I'm trying right now, they were resonant around 3.5, 3.6 megahertz. And the closer you get to like 3.9, 3.8, 3.9, they get up to 4.5 SWR. Some are 3.5. It depends. So I did a little bit of research and I watched a video by Steve Ellington. He's a ham here in North Carolina who's messed with a lot of NFEDs and stuff like that. And his solution was halfway down the wire, put a 500 picofarad capacitor in, and it would bring it up into resonancy. You could try a 500, then a 300, and a 200 until you get it where you want it. And it's not going to affect the other bands like 40, 20, 15, and 10. So I'm doing a little experiment on one day. Let me show you what we got going on here, guys. So here's the transformer. I gotta fix this little piece of wire. I just threw it in there real quick. There's 65 feet of wire, piece of heat shrink tubing I'm not putting on yet because I want to make sure this is going to work before I shrink it. I just put it on there in hopes that it does. There is a 220 picofarad capacitor tied to another 65 feet of wire. So we're getting ready to hang this thing up, and we're going to test it and see what it looks like, and I will be back. Stay tuned. Alright, so we got the antenna up in the air. The center of the wire is roughly about 30 feet. It's shaped like a sideways L up in the air, which is not the best configuration, but it'll work. The end of the wire is probably about 18 to 20 feet roughly. We got the capacitor dead center of the two pieces of wire, and we got it hooked up, and I have it hooked up to the VNA right now. Let me flip my camera around here, guys. So dang it. Alright, you'll see at 3.893 it's 1 to 1.9. 7.255 is flat 1 to 1 SWR. Even 30 is below 3. It's not great. 20, 1 to 1.4. 17, 1 to 1.3. 15, 1 to 1.5. 12, 1 to 1.5. 10, 1 to 1.5. This is with a 50-foot run of coax. This can change if you add extra coax to it, but we're doing it with a 50-foot run of coax. Now, here's the thing. Normally, without the capacitor, alright, these markers right here would be over this way a little bit. It's hard to see the little gray vertical lines on the camera, but this would be over a little bit, this would be over a little bit, this would be over a little bit this way. The capacitor was only really supposed to affect 80 meters, but apparently it has done a little bit to the rest of the antenna too, which is no big deal. It's no big deal. It's still got some really, really nice dips. Unfortunately, those dips are not perfect. But you'll see, alright, this antenna, because of I used a 220 picofarad capacitor, it is resonant at 4 megahertz. This flat down here at the 1 is 4 megahertz. Now, if I would use like a 300 picofarad capacitor, this would probably shift over to 3.9 or 3.8, exactly where I want it. But it's usable where it's at right now. The customer's going to be happy because it's not 4 to 1 SWR at 30, in the 75 meter portion of the band. So I'm pretty happy with the way this thing came out. Willing to give it a shot again. I'm gonna try it with another antenna here later on. Anyway, got a few more to build today, guys. Got some stuff to get done. I just wanted to show you guys this experiment, show you how well it worked, and we'll do it. 73 from KO4 FSZ.